Hello and welcome to the next video. Now in the beginning I want to show you how you can change the color in Visual Studio after the installation have already completed. You can change it from here, Tools, Options, and on General you will see Color Theme right here. So you can change it to light, for example, to see how it looks. Maybe you like it better. This is the light version. You can also choose the blue one. Basically just see which one you like best. I personally think that the dark one is the best one for my eyes. It's protecting my eyes in a way. So now I'm going to zoom a little bit so you can see the code, and I'm going to explain the things that you see here, and we are going to write our first program. So I know this looks really frightening in the beginning, but you don't need to understand everything in the beginning. Trust me, this is really important to understand right now, that in the beginning it's going to be difficult and you will not understand probably anything, but when time goes on and you basically try new things and learn new things and try again and again, it will start making sense, and you'll become better and better every day. So what are these things that are written here? This is the default settings, the default program that is starting when we create a new project, and we see something called namespace right here. The namespace is basically a container for classes and methods inside of the program. You don't need to understand that in the beginning, just ignore it. You may think of it like something really big, a big container which contains classes inside. This is the class, and inside of the class we have methods. This is our method. Ignore the class, ignore the namespace. We only need to write here inside of this method. This is the starting point of the method, and this is the end point of the method. So we are going to click enter here, and we are going to write our code here inside of this method. So it's a method with a name main, and the main method, it's basically the beginning of every program. So when you see main, this is your method, and this is where your program starts every time. Every time when you start your program, it starts from here, and it's going to execute this code between these parentheses here. So this is our main method. We are going to make a comment here just to know what it is. Where you make a comment like this. This is a method called main. Okay, and we are going to write our code here inside of the main method. Now ignore all of the other things like strings and all of these args and things that are inside of these parentheses. Just follow me right here and write console, which is a class, write dot, and now you see what is inside of this class. You have here methods which are inside of this class, and you can use them. So we are going to use this method right here, which is WriteLine, and if you hover, you will see what this method does. It says it writes the current line terminator to the standard output stream. Basically you want to write something on the console, so we click on that one. And this is how you end your sentence with a semicolon every time when you want to end your code. And here inside of the parentheses, type double quotation marks and type something like my name is, and type your name. I'm going to type Victor, and we are going to run this program with Control and F5. So press Control and F5 on your keyboard, and you just created your first program. You will see here on the console, my name is Victor, or your name. Most of the people, when they're starting with a program called Hello World. So you can type here Hello World, press Control and F5 to run the program, and you see on the console it says Hello World. That was your first application you have just created. You have programmed your first application by yourself. Now again, this console is a class that we are using. We type dot after the name of the class to take something from the class, and we are taking this method WriteLine, which is inside of this console class. And in the method you need to type something inside of the method, basically to call the method. And with these double quotation marks, this one and this one, we have told this method that we are going to give him a string. A string is a variable type that you're going to learn later, but basically it means that you're going to write a sentence. In these quotation marks you write a sentence, and that is a string. And we have just called the WriteLine method, and we have printed on the console Hello World. So this is how you write something on the console. Now I'm going to show you how you can read from the console, or basically you're asking the user to type something. Now again, if we start the program, it's going to say Hello World, because we said write on the console Hello World. And if we want to read from the console, we are going to type console dot read line, parentheses again, and semicolon to finish. And now basically if we run the program, it's saying Hello World, and now it's waiting for us to type something. If we type something, now the program has finished. And with the writing and reading on the console, we can basically ask questions. If we're making a calculator, for example, you're giving a first number, a second number, and you can get the sum of these number, for example. Now I'm going to show you example, not with a calculator, but if we say here, what is your favorite number? Now remember, we are writing this on the console because we say WriteLine. After that we read something from the console, so basically we ask the user to type something, and again we WriteLine. By the way, I want to show you something, a shortcut how you can write console WriteLine. If you type C and W and click tab twice, you're going to write console WriteLine. This is basically a shortcut. You don't need to type it letter by letter every time. And we can say here, wow, that's my favorite number as well. And can you guess what is going to happen right now if we start the program? First, we see the first thing that we wrote on the console. What is your favorite number? And the second line here is a read line, so it's reading something from you. You need to type something. So what is your favorite number? I type 17 and press enter, and it says, wow, that's my favorite number as well. And this is just a simple application that we created. I want to show you how to write and read from the console. This is how you write with the WriteLine. With the read line, you're asking for something to be written on the console, and basically you can create simple applications like that when you're asking something to be given to the console and you're typing something in return. Now I want to show you something else. Maybe you have noticed that in the console class there is something called write, not just WriteLine. And I want to show you the difference between write and WriteLine. if we delete this read line here and we start the program, you will see that both of these sentences are on the same line because we have said right here, and after the right you stay on the same line. This is the difference. After the right you stay on the same line, and after the right line you're going to the next line. So if we say console write line here and start the program, after this sentence here is finished, we are going to the next line, and this sentence is on the next line. If we say only console write, it's finishing the sentence right here and it's starting with the next one without going on the next line. Now let's continue with the next lesson, where we are going to talk about variables, which are really important to understand for programming.